Good afternoon, everyone. Hey guys, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading doing the nightly video update and market commentary for Wednesday, February the 24th. And we had another wild day. Seems like lately we've just had there's just been a lot going on with the market action, with a lot of things. Um, Coronavirus, the Fed, there's just been a lot of things moving around lately and causing us to move around. And we hit some pretty critical levels, I guess, in the last couple of weeks, and I want to walk you through that and what I'm looking at here. So let's start with today. Of course, I like to look at the S&P, and let's look at this off of the low here. This is SPX, not ES. We came down to about 38.60 and ended up the day 39.28. So that gives us, what is that, about 70 points off the low here. And it's basically just straight up. A little pullback here, a little pullback here, and then we just rallied into the close. Very, very, very strong day. Powell spoke today to the Senate Banking Committee and got everybody all revved up again. And as we know, we had a pretty severe pullback here in the last couple of weeks, and that was due to inflation ticking up, and people were thinking the Fed was behind the curve, and anticipating this inflation, and bond prices were moving pretty quickly and things like that. So Powell to the rescue today said, "Don't worry, I've got this. Don't worry about it." And I'm a little suspect of that, of how that's ultimately going to turn out. But for us, from a trading standpoint, we trade whatever we have in front of us, and we can ponder the longer term implications of all this Fed movement. But again, from a trading standpoint, we just listen to what's going on, or really watch what's going on kind of right in front of us. And by that I mean, the next, depending on your trading type, your day trading or swing trading or scalping or whatever, the next couple of days, couple of weeks, that type thing. So anyway, again, 70-point move here today, basically straight up. We ended up on the Dow. I think the Dow hit a new all-time high today. We're very close. The all-time high on the SPX is 39.50. We're at 39, essentially 39.30. So we're only 20 points away. We do have some resistance up above us here. And what I want to show you too, I was looking at today. I was looking at the ES here, and I had a big level of resistance here, or a level of resistance up here, but I had timing for a high. Those light gray lines are timing for a high for a pullback. And I was thinking, we could have gone very far back, just the way the market's been. Of course, it didn't happen, and we just kind of kept going all day long, and it finished basically out on the high, with this kind of leaving an open question mark. Do we pull back tomorrow? Do we keep going? And I don't know. We'll rerun some charts tomorrow and figure all that out. But let's take a look back very quickly here at kind of where we've been. So let's do a 5-day chart and look at this. This is crazy moves. So high 39.33, all the way down 38.05, all the way back up to 39.25. So we're essentially right back to the same level. This is 1 week. This is last Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So 1 week, and that's what, 125 points or something like that. Pretty violent moves, and in those moves, we get the kind of classic, waterfall effect here, and then we just rip higher. Tough to trade this because you get on the wrong side and you get your head ripped off, and it's tough unless you're really very nimble in your scalping and maybe trading some futures or something like that. Because the reason I know that is because down here I heard more than a few people getting extremely bearish down here, thinking that this was the start of a bigger turn down, all that kind of stuff. And we never know. And you have to make your own trading decisions kind of based on what you're seeing in front of you. But let's take this is a 20-day chart here, kind of go out to a little bit further. Now here, this low, this is 20 days. Check this out. Came down here 36.94 all the way up here 39.50 all-time high. Rolled over, died, and then ripped straight back up. This is 200, that's 37, 38, 39, 250 points ish off the low here. So, again, lots of movement in this market. And I trade a lot of volatility, and it's been pretty nerve-wracking from a volatility standpoint right here, because we have get my drawing tool. We have 36, 38 on the VIX, dropping all the way back down here, and then making its way back up, and then dropping back down. I mean, this is not really what you want to see, but again, it's kind of the market that we're in right now. All right, let's go back out here to a year chart. And if you remember from last week, when I did the video last week, I was talking about this low and kind of where we are right here. I mean, this is nothing but bullish. In the last, I mean, this is a beautiful trending bullish momentum chart here. Look at this. I've got the I used the 20-day here. 20-day come down, touch. Here we broke. That's a 50-day. Came down in there and just ripped right off that. Came back up. We hit this 20-day, and I said we're going to bounce here. And I said last week we're going to come down here and bounce, and we did take that out and came down to the 50, but just did a complete U-turn straight off that, and we're ripping, straight up here. You can see this again, a little more detail on the 34 EMA. Look at that. We came right down into it here, and we came right back down into it again. Sharp bounce straight up here off that. So it's not like this was not expected. Again, we've been talking about this. You don't want to fight the trend is higher and all that kind of stuff, right? So from here, where do we go? And that's the million-dollar question. I'm going to continue to assume that we're going to go higher here, and and continue this trend. But I have, we have 39.50 here, and then of course 4,000. Remember last week I set a butterfly up there at 4,000, and it's doing great. I actually added more down here off this low, but that's we may have to digest some of this move at some point, and that may mean coming excuse me, back down to this level, maybe come back down to this level. I don't know. I'm not seeing it right now, and we got stimulus money coming and all that kind of stuff, or is potentially coming. So ultimately, or in the next, say, 6 weeks, I don't know. I in the short term, got to keep riding this thing higher until we're proven wrong, and we take it day by day. So I don't even want to venture to say where we'll be 2 months from now, but I assume it'll be higher, and if we retrace, we'll trade that on the way down as well. But again, there's nothing. You just don't want to fight this trend for now, even though it makes me, the higher we go, the more nervous it makes me. So I don't have anything specifically other than the S&P I wanted to talk about today, but I did want to kind of go over some levels and what I've been looking at. So I hope this helps, hope it makes sense, and trade lightly, I guess, or be nimble is a better way to say it. You don't have to trade light, but be nimble in this kind of market, because this is a whipsaw kind of market, and we can be going straight up today and straight down tomorrow. So be careful out there, and it's gonna, as always, we got to watch the news and be careful of what's said or not said about coronavirus and about stimulus and from the Fed and things like that. So anyway, hope this helps, hope it makes sense, and I'll see you guys at the next update. Take care.